This is the Portside Pod, the official podcast of the Stockton Ports. Please welcome the newest member of the Ports family. You've seen him on social media. You've seen him wearing the Stockton Ports swags he's got right now, selling some stuff in the dock shop. Pierre Crockrell, a Pacific Tigers point guard, and as I mentioned, newest member of the Ports family, joins us here on the Portside Pod. And Pierre, man, it's good to have you. Finally getting to meet you. I mean, sort of face to face. We're on Zoom here, but welcome, man. How is everything?
Everything's going well. How are everything's with you?
I can't complain. I mean, it's the holidays. We're recording this right between the holidays and New Year. So, I mean, you're right in the middle of kind of the swing of things with the basketball season.
Yes. Things are picking up now. With conference coming right now, and we're getting ready for our first conference game coming up pretty soon. So, we're just in the gym a lot. No school right now, but things are picking up though.
How nice is that, man, to have Christmas break right now, obviously, and
Yeah.
your only focus is basketball. That's got to be great.
Yes. As of right now, only focus is basketball. Without the schoolwork, but we're dealing with some other things as well. But we're just trying to stay positive, try to keep going.
You and everybody else, man. I mean, COVID is everywhere right now, and it's especially everywhere in college basketball. I know you guys' opener has gotten pushed back, and so tell me how that is, man. You guys went through it last year. What's that like? Going through these pauses in the middle of the season. I mean, does it make you guys' job a little bit tougher?
It does. And there's a lot of things that go into play. But at the end of the day, only thing you can do is take it day by day and just try to stay positive. Just try to keep pushing through it because it's everywhere. Gotta stay healthy. But I know it's a tough time for everybody.
No doubt about it. Speaking of how were the holidays? Where'd you spend your little holiday break?
I spent a couple of days down in SoCal with my mother and my sister. Spent Christmas out there, and then I came back following day after Christmas, and we had basketball practice, so I had to be back. But it was great to be able to spend time with my family for Christmas.
Nice to have them close enough too, where you can make the
For
quick
sure.
drive.
Yeah, drive around 4 or 5 hours down there and then drive back. So it wasn't that bad.
And you encountered a little bit of snow, right, on the Grapevine?
Oh man, yes, the Grapevine. I knew that we left at night going back, so on the way back, the Grapevine was snow and snow mixed with rain, and it's icy, so we had to be careful on the way back. But as soon as we got out the Grapevine, it was a straight shot.
So my girlfriend's family, a quick aside here, Pierre, if you don't mind. My girlfriend's family lives in Manhattan Beach, like her aunt and uncle, and we tried to go around the Grapevine one year, right? I think it was a few years ago, and we tried to go through Palmdale and Lancaster up over the pass that way. That was closed. We had to turn around and go through Santa Barbara, Oxnard, all that up Highway 1. And it was stop and go for probably 50 miles. And we had to stop in San Luis Obispo to spend the night. So it's a good thing you made it over the pass, man. I mean, you don't make it over that pass and you have to go around. It can be a nightmare.
Yes.
All right. So first of all, congratulations on the deal, and congratulations on becoming part of our family with the Ports and the the name, image, likeness deal. What went through your mind as a college athlete? What went through your mind when that was first announced, that the NCAA was going to allow, players student athletes to kind of market themselves a little bit? Was that something you thought you might benefit from?
Most definitely. I think any college athlete should be able to, no matter the level, any college division athlete should be able to make money, or not even necessarily make money, but benefit from their name, image, and likeness. For years, there's been, as a kid growing up, I've seen a lot of top players and people that I looked up to, and I thought that they would be able to do that eventually. There was time on did a year school out in college and how college athletes should be able to be off their likeness.
ready to go again?
Yes. I'm good.
Okay, cool. All right, here we count us back in. 3, 2, 1. So how did the deal come about with the ports?
Pat Pat reached out to me through email, and we talked about it. And I was right when I heard from him, I was on board immediately because I thought it would be a great opportunity. Pat reached out, and we talked, and I was asking him, could we do it as quick as possible, because I was I was ready all in for it. And so big thank you to Pat. I appreciate the opportunity for sure.
Well, what about the ports in particular, stuck out to you? I know, Pat Filippone, the ports president, obviously approached you, but what about the ports really, really appealed to you?
Just like the city of Stockton, when you see it, you see an S, um, and that really sticks out to me is the S. And um, as soon as I first got here, I've heard of Port City, you know, Port City, and you see it on the shore of Stockton Ports. So I felt like I was just attracted to Stockton Ports and Stockton Ports baseball, and it's I knew that the opportunity was there, and I am so grateful that I'm able to be a part of it and experience the Stockton Ports. And growing up, I spent some time out in Napa, and my host family, his name is Mike Willard and Susie Reynolds. They're from those two are from Stockton.
Oh,
And
really?
So yeah. So Mike Willard and his son Aiden Willard talked to me about the ports, and so I knew about it before I even got to Pacific. I knew about Stockton Ports, so um, it's cool. It's a good opportunity.
No doubt about it. And you're obviously representing Stockton. I mean, double right now, right? With the ports and
For
of
sure.
course with Pacific. What do you like about living in the community there in Stockton?
So far, everyone in the community has been very nice to me, and open and welcomed me to the city of Stockton. So I really appreciate the whole community of Stockton for just welcoming me, making me feel like Stockton is home. And I feel like Stockton, definitely where I live now, is a home for me. And so I hope to spend time out in Stockton after basketball. When basketball is said and done and over, I hope I could come back to Stockton, spend time here.
We can't wait to have you at the ballpark this summer and for summers, going forward. That much is for sure.
Sure.
You've been
Yes.
You mentioned the logo, the S with the anchor. It's one of my favorites. Obviously, you
Yes.
spent some time in the dock shop.
Yes.
What kind of gear do you like? What sticks out to you there? I'm going to help you sell a little bit of merch here, Pierre.
Well, this crew neck right here, you can get at the dock shop. You can go to stocktonports.com and you can get this crew neck, or you can stop at the dock shop. The dock shop's open almost every day. So stop by the dock shop so you can get this crew neck right here. Also,
That crew neck, by the way, for our guys. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Are we debuting some new merch?
Hat too. I got a hat.
Go.
I got a hat. I got a couple of sweatshirts over there too hanging up. But you can get this hat at the dock shop as well. It's a good hat.
That's the Stockton Ports road cap right there.
Yes, sir.
Road hat.
The dock shop.
There we go. To take a stop. And for those of you who are,
the dock shop.
Please stop at the yeah, exactly. And for those of you, by the way, who are listening, Pierre is wearing the like I said, the road hat and the black crew neck, Stockton in red with the S there. Plenty of good stuff down there. Are you a baseball guy, Pierre? Did you grow up a baseball fan? You pay attention to baseball when you were a kid?
You know what? I grew up playing basketball, track, football. I only played baseball until kid pitch. After once they started kid pitch out, I was out. I was, I'm gonna just stick with basketball, track, and football. But I grew up going to games. I've been to some Mariners games as a kid growing up, and I also attended some Tacoma Rainiers games growing up as well.
From Tacoma, Washington.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Tacoma, Washington. So I also went to some of those games as well.
What do you like about the Mariners Stadium? I've never been to the Tacoma Rainier Stadium, but my sister lives in Seattle, and the Mariners Stadium. I was talking about this with Kieran on our last episode. The Mariners Stadium is one of my favorites.
Yes. So it grew up being Safeco Field, but
Yeah,
now I think it might be T-Mobile Park.
T-Mobile Park. Yeah.
T-Mobile Park, yeah. So I grew up it being Safeco Field, and it just changes, but it's a pretty big ballpark over there, yeah.
Did you have any favorite players, any favorite baseball players when, growing up or even right now? I know you didn't follow it super close, but we got a batting stance here. What do we got?
My boy Ichiro.
There you go. Yeah, that's
Yes,
perfect. They pulled the sleeve
the
up,
pull,
right?
The
Yep.
pull. Yeah. So Ichiro and then my Barry Bonds. I was very a fan of those two. Those are two vividly I remember growing up.
I'm assuming you're going to go ahead and say that Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame, right?
I mean, you know what? He for sure. Yeah.
He's the home run king.
No doubt.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
He was doing his thing. Yes.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, how about basketball? Growing up in the Seattle area, did you get the Sonics at all? Maybe when you were a lot younger.
For sure. Bring back our Sonics, please. Please bring back our Sonics.
There is a movement there, right? To bring the Sonics
there
back.
is. I mean, if you ask anybody from Seattle, we need a team. And if you ask a lot of people that are not from Seattle, if Seattle needs a team, they're going to still tell you Seattle needs a team. Everyone knows Seattle needs a team. And I think it's close. I think it's coming.
Well, it sounds like the NBA is getting close to expanding, right? I've heard from multiple people that they'd like a team in Las Vegas. Seattle makes sense because, the Sonics were kind of unfairly taken away from you guys.
Yes, that was definitely the reason. And growing up, we grew up going to Sonic games. We grew up playing at Key Arena. So for Seattle to have a team back, I think it would mean a lot to Seattle and the state of Washington, but just the community, the basketball community out there, I think would get a lot of support from everybody.
What team have most Seattleites gravitated to, or are they just like done with the NBA?
I mean, I guess you could say Portland because they're down the road.
Yeah.
So that's the closest team that we have. Portland would be there. You could say Oklahoma City, but then at the end of the day,
that'd be
that's
tough.
That's not our team.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
It's still kind of there. So I guess you could say neutral. I guess neutral on everything because we just want the Sonics back. We need a team.
By the way, when you get a chance before porch season, go check out Pierre and the Pacific Tigers down at the Spanos Center.
Thank you.
Is there a guy that you model your game after?
I guess you could say Chris Paul, John Stockton, just very I would say true point guards in a sense where
facilitators.
Facilitator, for sure. Just want to get the team involved, want to get my guys going. Just try to make the right play. And then they try to make the right basketball play. But for sure, I think those two, Mark Jackson as well, he was pretty good. I like those guys.
You're Damon Stoudemire, maybe?
Damon Stoudemire.
Your former head coach.
My coach, yeah. He's taught me a lot for sure. The past 2 years that I was here. He was tough on me, but he helped me a lot. And I really appreciate it and look back on it those 2 years and him calling me that one night, he helped change my life. So he taught me a lot, and I appreciate Coach Stoudemire for sure.
Tell me about your team this year.
My team this year, we're mixed with a couple guys who are experienced and a couple of guys that are new to playing Division I basketball. Mm-hmm. In the WCC, as you would know, is a very tough conference.
Even better this year.
WCC is a really good conference this year. Yeah. Really good teams, and I hope that it gets the recognition it should get in the end when it's time. But my team this year, I think we're starting to gel together. I think we're starting to to get it. We had 4 returners from last year's team.
Oof.
Yeah, so it was tough. Still is tough. So the only thing that we've been trying to do every day is just get in the gym and get better, and just keep trying to go forward, and not go backwards. So each day, we're coming in with a mindset, ready to work, and that's the only thing that's gonna improve is the work. So just try to keep going.
For those who may not pay as close of attention to basketball, and as I mentioned, if you're not, head on over to the Spanos Center. Great place to watch a game. Check out the Pacific Tigers and our guy Pierre. But for those who may not, know basketball as well as they know baseball, who are listening to this program, when you have so many new faces, that time to gel, the on-court chemistry, that goes a long way, right?
For sure. Time to gel goes a long way, and we're working, we're getting better. We see it coming. I see it. I mean, everyone sees that. We can be this team. We have a lot of good talent. Give a lot of credit to my teammates and my coaches because we're there with each other every day. Coaches sacrifice a lot, and our players sacrifice a lot. So big ups to my teammates and my coaches. But please come out and check a game at the Spano Center. I know we won't be opening up conference play there, but when our next home game is there, I'm not sure which day that is, but please stop by and come check a game out. We open up conference play with BYU next Thursday at BYU. We had to sit out our first 2 conference games. I think I've been playing tonight and Saturday, but those got canceled due to COVID. But we'll be back next Thursday at BYU.
Go to Pacific Tigers, Doc. I'm looking at it right now, Pierre. You're supposed to be at home against Santa Clara and Pepperdine, tonight against Santa Clara, and Saturday against Pepperdine. As you mentioned, on the road at BYU. Those games will be rescheduled, though, it sounds like, Santa Clara and Pepperdine. And then you're home on Saturday. So your home opener in league play Saturday against LMU at 2:00 at the Spanos Center. So go check out Pierre. Okay, so you're on your way, actually, to Banner Island Ballpark right after we finish here. So what do you got going with the Ports? What's coming up next, at least as much as you can share with us?
There's a lot planned for there's a lot planned, and Kieran, he's doing him and Chris are they're doing very good with the whole process of it. They're helping me through it. It's new. But those guys, are helping me through it, and so I thank them as well. And so what, I think coming up, there's going to be some things coming up. Once the season starts, once the first game hits, hopefully we expect to see something there. Right now, it's just social media things.
Yep.
But hopefully in the future, I think I have some things planned that I want to pitch with them, and they have things that they want to do as well. But there will be a lot of things in the future, and I hope that I can, help the community as best as I can with, whatever it is that I can do for them.
No doubt. I know we're looking forward to getting a lot of Pacific students out to Banner Island Ballpark early this summer.
Yep.
But we'll talk about that, Pierre. I'm going to help you. I'm going to ask you to sell that to me next time we talk. All right. So we'll leave you on a little cliffhanger here, folks. And
okay.
Hey, Pierre, it was great meeting you, man. Finally, face to face. And we'll do this again in a few weeks. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Portside Pod. The Portside Pod is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other platforms. You can also visit the Ports website at StocktonPorts.com and follow the Ports on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other social media platforms. Until next time, I'm Alex Jensen, and we'll talk to you on the next episode of the Portside Pod.